Hello guys, this is Montasir from aquariopets.com. In today's video, I will talk about 5 rare freshwater shrimps that you might not find in your local fish store. So let's start with number 1, and that is red or black galaxy pinto shrimp. Now, why do we call it galaxy pinto shrimp? Okay, these shrimps have white dots or white spots all over their body, and these actually resemble a galaxy full of stars. That's why these shrimps are called galaxy pinto shrimps. Now it comes in 2 variants, red color or black color, and depending on the overall color, the shrimp will be red galaxy pinto shrimp or black galaxy pinto shrimp. These shrimps are very rare. You might not find them in your local fish store, and even if you do, they will come in a very hefty price tag. The actual price actually depends on the quality of the shrimp, the size of the shrimp, the coloration of the shrimp, and lots of those things. Also, I have heard the red variation cost more than the black variation. So these are some of the things you will need to keep in mind. I'm not going to actually throw out a price range here because it will always differ according to the time you're watching this video, according to your location and lots of those things. But one thing I want to say is this shrimp is very difficult to keep. They are very demanding, and you'll need to be an experienced shrimp keeper before you try to keep these shrimps, because even if a little mistake can be very fatal for these shrimps. So try get experience in shrimp keeping with cherry shrimps first, new Cardina species shrimps, because these shrimps are very forgiving. If you make some mistakes, they might not be fatal, but when keeping these rare shrimps like galaxy pinto shrimps, you'll need to be very cautious. Also, one thing I need to point out is this galaxy pinto shrimps is actually a species of Taibi shrimps. Taibi shrimps are actually a mixed breed between tiger shrimps and Taiwan bee shrimps. That's why you see all of those white dots like tiger stripes all over their body. Also, these shrimps are very peaceful. They are a good addition to a community tank, but I will not recommend keeping them in a community tank because any other large fish can actually go after these very expensive and rare shrimps. The next shrimp I want to talk about is the red fancy tiger shrimp. The red fancy tiger shrimp is actually a bit hardier, easier to keep than the other shrimps I talked about earlier. This red fancy tiger shrimp is actually another Taibi shrimps that is a mixed breed between a crystal red shrimp and a tiger shrimp. That's why you get to see a very gorgeous tiger stripe pattern all over their body. People actually love these shrimps because they come with a very high contrast color between the red and white color. So that's why these shrimps are very gorgeous looking, and people love these shrimps a lot. Anyone who wants to get one step above in the shrimp keeping level, then they actually if they want to start Cardina species shrimps, or if they want to keep something fancier than new Cardina shrimps, then they actually start with something like a fancy tiger shrimp, because they are a little bit more forgiving than some of the other rare shrimps. Okay, the next shrimp I want to talk about is the green jade shrimp. Now it might not be as rare as the other shrimps because it is actually a new Cardina species shrimp. So even though it is new Cardina, green jades are actually a bit rare than the other new Cardina kinds like cherry shrimp or yellow cherry or blue dream, all those species, because we don't get to see green jade that often. Even if you do, the quality is not that good. So true green jade shrimps will come with a vibrant green color. Okay, these shrimps come from Taiwan. They come with an emerald green color, and as they are Neocardina species, these shrimps are very easy to look after. They are very forgiving than Cardina species shrimps like tiger, fancy tiger, or crystal red or crystal black. So if you want to keep Neocardina species shrimps but something a bit fancier, then green jade will be a good option for you. The next shrimp I want to talk about is King Kong shrimp. So it can be red King Kong shrimp or black King Kong shrimp. These are actually a type of Taiwan bee shrimps which come from the genus Cardina. So these are actually Cardina species shrimps, and they are a bit, less forgiving. So if you want to keep King Kong shrimps, you will need to be very experienced in shrimp keeping. The temperature needs to be very stable. The pH and all other water parameters need to be very stable. A slight difference can make these shrimps stressed and they can die. So you will need to have a very proper setup before you buy these shrimps, because they come in a very hefty price tag. Even if you want to keep any Cardenas species shrimps, I will recommend having access to RO water, reverse osmosis water. RO water doesn't have any minerals in them, so you will need to remineralize the RO water. That means you will need to add proper salts to that water, and you will find lots of brands that sell these salts like Shrimp King Minerals and other brands. So these shrimps are not easy to take care of. Okay, that's one thing I want to tell you. If you want to keep any of these shrimps, you will need to know what you are getting into, and you will need to have all the proper supplies before buying the shrimp. The last species I want to talk about is the red galaxy Pinto. So this is very rare. Even I have heard about this species like once or twice in my shrimp keeping journey. So this is very rare. This species actually originated from Southeast Asia, and it is a mixed breed between Galaxy Pinto and Pinto. These red Galaxy and Pinto shrimps also have red, white, star-like dots all over their body, which makes them very attractive and gorgeous. But in my humble opinion, I don't find much difference between these species and any other species like red Galaxy tiger or so. But as experienced shrimp keeper will obviously able to spot the difference, and I never had the opportunity to see this species live in anywhere, because these are very rare. So if you want to keep them, you will need to look for them a bit. You need to find a good experienced breeder that can actually breed this species of shrimps. And if you find one, you will need to pay a very high price for these shrimps. And as I have said, the price of any of these shrimps will actually depend on the availability on your location, on the size, pattern, grading, coloration, and all of those things. So I'm not actually saying the price range here in this video, because they can differ from any range, right? But all I want to say is, you will need to be, if you want to keep any of these shrimps that I have talked about in this video, you'll need to have a deep pocket to keep these shrimps, and also you'll need to have a proper setup, a setup where you can finely control all the water parameters. Any differences in the water parameters can cause these shrimps stress, and stress will eventually lead to death. So before you keep any of these shrimps, ensure you have a proper shrimp setup, ensure you have access to RO water, you have shrimp minerals, you have all the appropriate water test kits to know that the tank water is safe for the shrimps. And also you'll need to have a properly cycled tank for keeping these shrimps. So if you ask me, I will say cycle your tank for at least 2 or 3 months before keeping any of the shrimps. We know, like cycling a tank take 15 days to a month. But for these very rare and sensitive shrimps, I will not take any chances, and I will recommend you to cycle your tank for at least 3 months. Okay, then start keeping these fancy shrimps. As they are very expensive, we don't want to do any stupid mistake and cause death to these shrimps. So I hope you have liked today's video. I tried to show you some very rare freshwater shrimps that you can keep, that you can aspire to keep in the future. Let me know if you have any question in the comment box below. Till then, take care. Bye.